Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast by Mark and Emma. I am Mark, and I am absolutely delighted to be sitting here with you all today.
Good morning, Mark, and hello to all our wonderful listeners. It is the highlight of my week to be back in the studio. How is your day going so far, Mark?
Emma, it is going okay, but I was just thinking about something on my way here.
Oh, really? What were you thinking about?
I was thinking about how I answer that question, how was your day? Usually I just say good or busy, but I realize that my internal monologue, the voice in my head, is much more descriptive.
That is interesting. What do you mean?
Well, if I try to describe my day in English, I sound like a robot. I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I drove to work. It is correct, but it feels so flat. It has no flavor.
I know exactly what you mean. That list style is how we learn in school. First this, then that. But native speakers don't usually talk like that. We tell a story about our day, even if it is a boring day.
Exactly. I want to tell the story, not just the list. I want to describe the feeling of the morning, not just the time I woke up.
Then this is the perfect episode for you. Today, we are going to walk through a full 24 hours. We will replace those flat, robotic words with natural, descriptive phrases that show how you actually feel.
That sounds amazing. I want to sound natural, not like a machine. Where should we start? The alarm clock?
Yes, the dreaded alarm clock. Let's start right at the beginning. Mark, be honest. When your alarm rang this morning, did you jump out of bed immediately?
Absolutely not. I am definitely not a morning person. The alarm rang and I groaned. I didn't want to move.
That is very relatable. So instead of saying I woke up, which sounds very active, you can say I struggled to wake up. Or a very common phrase is I hit the snooze button.
I hit the snooze button. Yes, I did that 3 times.
3 times. Wow. So you could say, my alarm went off, but I kept hitting snooze. That paints a very clear picture of your struggle.
My alarm went off, but I kept hitting snooze. Yes, and then when I finally had to move, I didn't jump out of bed.
Maybe you rolled out of bed?
Rolled out of bed. Yes, that is exactly what I did. I literally rolled to the side and stood up. It sounds so lazy, but accurate.
It is very natural. It implies you were still half asleep. I finally rolled out of bed around 7:30.
I rolled out of bed and rubbed my eyes. Okay, and then I walked to the kitchen. I felt, what is the word? My brain was foggy.
We have a great word for that. Groggy.
Groggy? G-R-O-G-G-Y?
Yes, I felt a bit groggy. It means you are awake, but your brain isn't fully working yet. You are slow and maybe a little grumpy.
That is me every morning. I was feeling pretty groggy until I had my coffee.
Coffee is usually the solution. And speaking of coffee, we often talk about our morning ritual.
Morning ritual. That sounds serious, like a ceremony.
Smiling. It just means the small things you do every single morning in the same order. For me, it is making tea and opening the window. It helps me get going.
Get going? That means to start moving?
Yes, to start your energy engine. I need a shower to get going in the morning.
I see. So I can say, I rolled out of bed feeling groggy, so I made coffee to help me get going.
Perfect, Mark. That sounds like a native speaker telling a story. It has flow and emotion.
Okay, so I am awake, I am going. Now I have to leave the house. I usually say I went to work.
Again, went is fine, but let's add some flavor. Do you drive, take the bus, or walk?
I drive, and usually I am rushing because I hit the snooze button too many times.
Of course. So you might say, I rushed out the door.
I rushed out the door. That sounds urgent.
It does. Or if you are trying to avoid the heavy traffic, we say, I was trying to beat the traffic.
Beat the traffic. Like winning a game against the cars?
Exactly. It means leaving early enough so you don't get stuck in the jam. I left early to beat the traffic.
I never beat the traffic. The traffic usually beats me.
In that case, you say, I got stuck in traffic.
I got stuck in traffic.
Or if you are moving but very slowly, you can say, I made my way to work.
I made my way. That sounds like a journey, like it took some effort.
It does. It implies a process. It took me an hour to make my way downtown.
That is a nice phrase. It sounds patient. So, I rushed out the door, but I got stuck in traffic as I made my way to the office.
Beautiful description. I can feel the frustration in that sentence.
Okay, so I arrive at work. The day starts. Usually I say I worked hard.
Worked hard is good, but we have some great idioms for when the day is busy. We say the day is in full swing.
In full swing. Like a playground swing?
It means the activity is at its highest point. Everyone is busy, phones are ringing, things are happening. By 10 a.m., the office was in full swing.
That is a great image. It sounds energetic.
It is. And what do you do with your tasks? Do you just do them?
Yes, I do my list.
Try saying, I ticked things off my list.
Ticked things off, like a check mark?
Yes, it feels very satisfying to say. I had a productive morning and ticked a lot of things off my list.
I love that feeling. It makes me feel successful.
Another phrase for doing work is crack on. Have you heard that?
Crack on. I think so. Does it mean to start working hard?
Yes, usually after a break. Okay, lunch is over, time to crack on. Or I need to crack on with this report.
I grabbed a coffee and cracked on with my emails.
Perfect. It sounds very determined.
Emma, what about those days where you are busy, but you feel like you are doing too many small things? Like not one big job, but 100 little jobs.
Yes. We call that running around.
Running around, even if I am sitting at my desk?
Yes, or walking to different departments. I've been running around all day. It means you felt busy and maybe a little scattered.
That is my Tuesdays. I spent the whole afternoon running around solving problems.
That sounds tiring. When you have a day like that, how do you feel at 5 p.m.?
Dead.
Dead is very dramatic. A more natural word is drained.
Drained. Like a sink with no water?
Exactly. Your energy is gone. I felt completely drained by the end of the day.
After running around all afternoon, I felt drained.
Or if you still have a little energy, you can say, it was a long day, but productive.
A long day. We say that a lot, don't we?
Yes, it doesn't mean it had more than 24 hours. It means it felt long because it was hard or busy.
So the long day is over. I leave work. I usually say I went home.
Try I headed home. It sounds purposeful.
Ah, yes. Head out and head home. I remember that.
Nods. And when you get home, what is the vibe? What is the feeling?
Relief. I just want to sit on the sofa and not move.
We have the perfect phrasal verb for that. Kick back.
Kick back. Does that mean kicking my legs?
It comes from kicking back your chair, like leaning back. It means to relax completely. I just wanted to go home and kick back.
I headed home, changed my clothes, and kicked back on the sofa.
That sounds lovely. Another one is put my feet up.
Even if I don't literally put my feet up?
Yes, it is an idiom for resting. I put my feet up and watch some TV.
Speaking of TV, I usually say I watched TV. Is there a better way?
If you are watching episodes of a show you missed, you can say catch up on.
Catch up on.
I caught up on my favorite series, or I caught up on the news. It implies you are getting up to date.
I like that. It sounds active, even though I am just sitting there.
Exactly. Now, Mark, what about dinner? Do you always cook?
No, sometimes I'm too drained, so I buy food.
Remember our phrase, grab a bite? You can use that. Or if you bring food home from a restaurant, we say get takeout.
Get takeout.
I was too tired to cook, so I got takeout.
I was drained, so I ordered takeout and kicked back.
That sounds like a perfect Friday night plan.
And finally, the day ends. I go to sleep.
We have so many fun phrases for this. Go to sleep is boring. You can say, I called it a night.
I called it a night. That means I decided the day is finished?
Yes, it means I am stopping everything now. Around 11, I decided to call it a night.
Call it a night. I like that. It sounds decisive.
Or if you are really sleepy, you can say, I hit the sack.
Hit the sack? That sounds funny.
It is slang. A sack is an old word for a bed or mattress. I was so tired, I hit the sack immediately.
I hit the sack. Okay. Or maybe passed out.
Passed out usually means you fainted or maybe drank too much alcohol, but we use it informally to mean fell asleep very fast. I touched the pillow and passed out.
Okay, I'll be careful with that one. Maybe just out like a light.
Yes, out like a light. That means you fell asleep instantly. Click.
Wow, Emma. We just narrated a whole day, and it sounded so much more interesting than my robot list.
It really did. Do you notice how the words describe your energy? Groggy, rushed, in full swing, drained, kickback?
Yes, it is not just about time, it is about energy. That is the secret, isn't it?
That is the secret to natural English. Native speakers talk about how they feel through their actions.
I want to try to describe my ideal day using these words to see if I learned them.
I would love to hear it. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
My ideal day, well, I wouldn't need to struggle out of bed. I would wake up naturally, not groggy. I would have a slow morning ritual with coffee to get going. I wouldn't rush out the door or get stuck in traffic. I would just make my way to a cafe. I would crack on with some creative work while the cafe was in full swing, feeling productive as I ticked things off my list. Then, in the evening, I would head home, make a nice dinner, and kick back. I would catch up on a good book, and finally call it a night when I felt ready. And I would be out like a light.
Mark, that was beautiful. It sounded so relaxing, and your English was perfectly natural.
It felt really good to say. I could picture it in my mind.
That is because you used descriptive language. You painted a picture.
So, for our listeners, the key is to stop listing facts and start describing the flow.
Yes. Don't just say what you did. Say how you moved through the day. Did you rush? Did you struggle? Did you kick back?
I have a challenge for our listeners.
Curious. What is it?
Listeners, tonight, before you call it a night, I want you to look back at your day. Try to find 3 phrases from this episode that describe your day.
That is a great idea. Were you groggy? Did you beat the traffic? Were you swamped?
Just pick 3 and say them out loud. Today was hectic, but I cracked on.
Speaking it out loud helps your brain remember the emotion of the word.
Well, Emma, looking at the time, I think we need to wrap up.
I think you are right. The episode is in its final stages.
I am feeling a little bit drained from all this talking, but in a good way.
A productive drain. You should go grab a bite.
I will. Thank you so much, Emma. This was so helpful. I promise never to sound like a robot again.
You are doing great, Mark. Your English gets better every episode.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone listening. We really appreciate you making your way to our podcast today.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Kick back and enjoy your English journey.
See you next time. Bye.